Kayla Ray has brand new music out that she wrote during the pandemic, and she tells me that participating in the weekly Sequestered Songwriters live streams grew her audience during a time when she wasn't able to get out on the road.
First, just kind of tell me about this group and this community. I've heard the backstory from Courtney and Jason, but what a wonderful thing to come out of such a dark time.
Yeah, they're awesome. And I love that it was just born of like what naturally happens at the end of a gig anyway, when any conglomerate of us are usually together at jam, especially like a Haggard thing, the hag off. But yeah, people unfortunately just kind of kept dying, and so we just started doing these tributes. And Courtney is such like a planner, she's so great at stuff like this. So, it's turned into something beautiful. I'm really proud to be a part of it, because I've been watching all of these folks, for a long time. So I feel glad to be in it.
And it was super cool for the fans too,
cool.
to get to kind of connect and even maybe learn about other artists that, you kind of, maybe somebody knew about you but didn't know about, somebody else in the Sequestered Songwriters, and then they kind of connect with them.
Sure, I know that like my personal business has definitely grown because of it. And connecting everybody's demographic, everybody's kind of been working in their own little networks. It's cool. It's really fun, and it's real family oriented. And I think everybody being at home, and it kind of like lifted the veil a little bit of like, this is what my life is really like, like what's, anyway, I think it was great.
So now to actually be here today, which is not a day that really y'all envisioned at the beginning of this, but here it is, and it's gonna go to such a great cause. Is it kind of like a family reunion to actually get to see everybody in person?
Yeah, and there's some of them that I had never met, but we've all, there's a text group, and so everybody kind of teases everybody and talks a bunch of smack, and so it's good to finally meet everybody. And there were so many like musical challenges throughout the thing, so I pretty much knew of everybody's music, so kind of knowing what their thing was, to watch them go outside of their box, and create it's fun. So today is going to be a blast. There's no doubt about that. But
tell me about the new album and the reaction that you're getting from everybody. I listened to the whole thing. I read that article, listened to the whole thing, loved it.
Thank you. That was just my COVID project, kind of. I took through it. I bought like a pawn shop Canon camera, and I took the picture in the basement. And then my brother did the artwork. I wanted everything to be really broken down, and it's just myself and one musician, Jeff Queen, but he just happens to be like, a god and can play everything. Except for there's percussion on one tune, and Pat Mansky, the engineer, did that. So just the three of us spent the whole day in the studio and just did. I really, honestly, I kind of just paid him to hang out with me because it was like I needed it, and if we get something great, if we don't, that's great too. And we released everything that we could, and we did it all in one day, like whole passes. And it's been surprising because of the nature of it, and because it's pretty acoustic based. I don't want to say like I didn't put as much like effort into promotion, but probably subconsciously I didn't, because I'm working on a full band record, but I wrote a lot during COVID, and I wanted to have something to look back on as a timestamp. That's what I think a record really is like a record of where you are as a writer at the time, I hope. So that was my plan, and surprisingly, it's been doing pretty well.
You can still watch some of the Sequestered Songwriters Festival by going to their Facebook page. Back to you, Scotty.